Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing brand new Dollar Tree DIYs, and I'm so excited for this video because all the DIYs are going to be bee inspired. So these are going to be perfect for the springtime as well as the summer. And if you are new here, I would love to have you join us by subscribing down below. I was so inspired with all of the Bumblebee items this year at Dollar Tree, so I thought that this video would just be so much fun. We're going to get started off with this item right here because I knew it would be perfect for this video. I picked up this little metal sign in the garden area at Dollar Tree, and I just want to use the beehive. So we're just going to take off that welcome sign. It's really easy to bend the metal and take off those hooks. And I knew I wanted to add it to this charger here. It has the little beehive print on the edge, and they just go perfectly together. When I placed it on the center though, I realized it wasn't really giving it that pop that I wanted it to have. So I figured, why not just give it a nice matte background? That way it really can stand out. After one coat, it really wasn't looking too promising, but after the second coat, it was fully covered and ready for our beehive. Now this beehive kind of does just curve inward a little bit, so we do have to build up the back. That way we have a nice sturdy surface to hot glue to the plate. And to build up the back, I'm just going to be using a few of these tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. I have these on hand always for crafting. They come in so handy, you never know when you're going to need them. So now that I glued two together, I'm just going to hot glue my beehive right to the center of that plate. Next, I'm just going to make a bow to add to the top of my plate. And this is my surefire way for making a beautiful bow. So I just cut a piece of ribbon and basically make a loop. Then I make a smaller loop, stack those together on top of a third piece of ribbon. Now we're just going to secure all three of those together with another piece of ribbon. For this one, I wanted to do black and white just to really bring out the black and white in the beehive. And now I'm just going to finish off the edges and then hot glue it to the top of my plate. This next step is optional, but I think it really adds so much character. I'm hot gluing these little plastic bumblebees. I got a big pack of these from Amazon. They were very inexpensive. I'm actually going to be using them in a lot of the DIYs in today's video. I'm going to be showing you in the next DIY the whole pack. It comes with a bunch of different sizes. And here is how this one turned out. I love how much that beehive really stands out against that black background, and I think that this one is just so pretty. For this DIY, I picked up two of these truck signs and two of these camper signs. You can see the camper here has all those honeycombs and bumblebees, so it's going to fit in perfectly with today's theme. I'm just going to get started by taking out all the twine. We're not going to need that. And I also am going to be using some of the tumbling tower blocks. So what I wanted to basically do was make this truck self-standing, so I am going to be gluing them together, but I'm going to build up the center first with 6 of these tumbling tower blocks. So I'm just gluing them on top of each other here in these 3 spots. Now I'm just going to add my hot glue, stack it on top, but you do want to stand it up pretty quickly just to make sure that it is nice and level and all the tires are touching the ground. Give it a little shake test, make sure it's not going anywhere. That way, while it's still warm, you can kind of maneuver it a little bit if you have to. And now I'm just going to repeat those same steps with the camper. This is a really great hack if you find a sign at Dollar Tree that has a really fun shape like the trucks, or at Halloween time they have some haunted houses. And this is just a great way to make it self-standing. You just get 2 of them and build up the center with these tumbling tower blocks. Just like before, I'm going to add some hot glue to those blocks, sandwich my second sign on top, and stand it up to make sure it is level. Now these are those bumblebees that I mentioned in the first DIY, and I will be using these in a lot of the crafts today just because I think they add a little something extra special. So you do get 3 different sizes in the pack. You get a large, medium, and small, and these were just from Amazon. I'll leave them linked down below as well as in the comment section if you want to pick them up. They were very inexpensive for how many you get, and they are just so fun. I couldn't help myself. I started to add them on to everywhere, and I just thought that they were so adorable. So for this craft though, I did want to make sure to cover up those holes on the top where the twine was. I just thought they were a little unsightly, so I did make sure to glue some bumblebees on top of those, and then I added some to the center as well. And now it just blends in very nicely with those already existing bumblebees on the sign. And here's how this one turned out. I think it's so precious. I could definitely see this on a bookshelf somewhere. It's just a really fun decoration for spring and summer. For this DIY, I'm going to be using this metal gold lantern from the Dollar Plus section at Dollar Tree. They have a larger one as well if you want to do a set of them. This is just a smaller one though. And for this DIY, the plastic bumblebees are going to be doing most of the heavy lifting. So we're just going to be attaching those to the lantern. Now for something like this, you might want to use a stronger hold glue like E6000. I ended up just using my hot glue gun. I have the Gorilla Hot Glue Sticks. I really like them. I find that they hold really well. And I just added a bunch to the front here. And now I wanted to add a little bit of ribbon to the top. I thought it gave it kind of a rustic look. And I did want to mention, if you pick up one of the candles at Dollar Tree for this smaller lantern here, make sure that it is the thinner, taller candle. The one to the left here is the shorter, rounder one. Will not fit into the archway here. Even on the side you can see it did not fit, but luckily this one fits perfectly and it really does fill out the lantern nicely. So just a little tip if you did want to pick up one of these candles. And I figured since we're going to be using a flameless candle, let's have some fun with it and dress up the candle as well. I'm going to be using this white larger ribbon from Dollar Tree as well as one of their thinner black mesh ribbons. I'm just going to cut a piece that is large enough to basically wrap around my candle and hot glue in the back. Now I'm just going to take the black ribbon, tie it around to the front, and create a bow. Thought it would be nice to use the black and white just to pull from those colors in the bumblebees. And now I'm just going to be adding another bumblebee to the center because why not? I feel like it just is so cute. And now we can add it right inside. I wanted to do a fit check to make sure it still fit in there, even with our ribbon on it, and there was no issues whatsoever. Here's a closer look at how our bumblebee lantern turned out. Such a fun and simple DIY and very quick. This one only took a few minutes to put together, but I think it is just so precious for the springtime. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you will already know that I've been making these DIY Dollar Tree cake stands for years, but this one might just be my favorite one yet. Partly because the print is so pretty, but I'm going to show you a few different ways you can use these. So I particularly love that large bumblebee right there on the larger plate. I think it is just so gorgeous. So first we want to make our larger cake stand, and to do this, I'm just going to be attaching the bumblebee bowl to the larger plate with some E6000. You want to add a generous amount, add it to your plate. I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure, and you do want to let this dry overnight. That way you're going to get that nice, strong, permanent hold. Now I'm going to grab that second plate, the smaller one, and one of the glass candle holders from Dollar Tree. I do want to paint it first though, and for this I'm going to be using this dark walnut color. I'm going to leave this one linked down below. This is one of my all-time favorite colors from Rustoleum. It's almost black, but not quite. It almost has a little bit more of a richness to it. It is a very, very, very dark shade of brown, but it just comes out beautiful every time. On camera here, I know it kind of just looks like a matte black, but in person you can see some of those richer brown tones, and it's just a lot less harsh than just pure black, and I just really like it a lot. Now I'm just going to add some E6000 to that candle holder and attach it to the bottom of my smaller plate. And again, you do want to let this one dry overnight before you move on to the next step. And now again, this last step is completely optional, but since I had some leftover bumblebees, I figured why not add them to the stand? It just really makes it stand out so much more. So for this DIY, I kind of had it envisioned originally all stacked together as one larger piece. But what I like about having them separate like this is you can stack them together if you want to for a party to create a larger tiered tray, or if you want to use them as two separate pieces, you can definitely do that as well. And these ones are just so charming. How beautiful is this bee-themed gift bag from Dollar Tree? It is large, the colors are muted and really nice, and I just love the print on the front. Also, the side panels have a really beautiful print as well, so I wanted to make sure to utilize both of those in this DIY. So for this DIY, I'm just going to get started by cutting out that front panel. We are going to be creating a hanging banner. And to do that, we just need some of these wood dowels. Now I found these in the Crafter Square. I'm not sure if they're new, but I really like them. So I did pick up a few just to have on hand for some future crafts. So now that we have our panel cut out, all we have to do is add one of these dowels to the bottom and then one to the top. You just want to make sure that they are nice and even. And I'm just using my hot glue gun for this. I found that it held really well. Now that we have our dowels in place, we're just going to cut out one of the sides of the bag. And now I'm just going to cut right down that side seam to the bottom. And then I'm going to hot glue one of these panels on each side of the sign. This is going to help fill out some of that negative space between the sign and the dowel, and also I think it just looks really nice. So for our last step, we are going to take some twine and tie it to each side of the sign here so we can hang this up on a wall. And here's a closer look at how this one turned out. So simple, but so beautiful, and a really easy and quick DIY. And that is everything for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these Bumblebee inspired Dollar Tree DIYs. If you did, please do give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. To subscribe to my channel, you can just click on my picture right here.